Hi, I'm Michael Dean. Welcome back to LoopLane.com, video 3. We're going to talk about food combining today. This is around back in 1913, and it hasn't been disproven till today. You'll hear a lot about it. Suzanne Somers talks about it in her book called Summersizing. Vince Gironda, one of the most famous trainers that's ever trained any pro bodybuilder, from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Lou Ferrigno to Clint Eastwood. He was probably the greatest trainer that's ever lived. He was known as the Iron Guru. Daryl Conant, Ron Kosloff, Ray Blair, who was a nutritionalist to the stars. He was basically a biochemist. They talk about it all as well. So I'm going to kind of go over what food combining is. And maybe you've never heard of it, and maybe this will help you with any stomach problems you have. I know it's helped me, and I'm going to go over that as well. So here we go. So you have what's called protein, okay? Then you have fats, and then you have carbs. Excuse my handwriting, I'm writing fast here. What happens is if all three of these are taken at the same time, they cancel each other out. Because protein, when it breaks down to your stomach, it breaks down as an acid. And when carbs break down for the saliva glands, they break down as an alkaline. And when the two come together, they cancel each other out. So what happens here is, let's say this is our stomach right here. So we have the protein comes to here, and we have the carbs coming in this way. Well, one is going to be more digested than the other, which is why people have gas, bloating, burping, belching, a fermentation, a lot more gas than other people, is because of their food combining. So if I took bread, and then I took some type of meat, and then I took, like, let's say white rice together, that's a bad combination, because now they're canceling each other out. The protein's canceling out with the carbs because of the acid and the alkaline. And what happens is, if this is your stomach acid, it creates this liquid right here on the top that floats above the stomach acid. And I can't remember the name right now, but if you look it up, you can see that this is true. Again, this research is back in 1913, and they still try to do some research on it now, and it hasn't been disproven. They will not absorb right in the body. So basically, you're not getting full absorption of protein, you're not getting full absorption of carbohydrates. One of them is going to cancel each other out. So if you're trying to bodybuild, you need more protein for the body. Well, you might be absorbing more starch and carbs rather than protein. So I don't recommend combining all three of these together at the same meal. I have been experimenting with how much carbs can you have if you are trying to combine. And I believe, this is my theory from experimenting with my own body and some of my clients and stuff, is you can get away with 2 ounces, which is basically just this palmful. That's what you can get away with. And if I wasn't to use carbs, I would use more complex carbs like oatmeal, brown rice, sweet potatoes. Can't go wrong with sweet potatoes. There's a lot of B vitamins in sweet potatoes. So that's what I would do for you. So if you're going to do combinations, protein, vegetables, and fats go great together. And fat will supply you with enough energy more than carbohydrates. Carbohydrates will burn out about 2 hours. Fats will last from 4 to 6 hours. So if you want to get a more kick and more energy, I say use more fats in your diet rather than carbs. So this is video 3 called Food Combining. If you have any questions, just feel free to email me on LoopLane.com or michaeldeanlv@yahoo.com. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.